Oh, let's see if it works here. All right, let's see if this works out. Over here. All right, let's try this again. Audio. Yeah, we got audio. It says we got audio. Okay, do we have audio? Yeah, we got audio. So we got audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing, testing. Hey, Rick, how are you today? Okay, do we have audio? Okay, let me mute that. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying this out. Let's see. Actually, if anybody wants to come and play, I'll put the link up. I'm noticing there's quite a bit of delay to the YouTubes, but let's see what happens. I'm just trying a free one, and it appears to be almost identical to StreamYard. I'm all right. So I'm just with the StreamYard thing popping higher. And I saw Sue had tried Restream and liked it, so I thought I would go on there and see what it was like. Other than right now, I'm seeing a large delay between my live and what's coming across on the YouTube's. It seems to be working all right. All the controls look the same. So we'll see if any hang out here for a minute and see if anybody. It says we got 8 people watching. Yeah, anybody wants to jump in? We're just doing a test live, I guess you'd call it. We probably won't stay on for real long, just while I work out bugs. Because I guess this is where we're going to be going once my subscription runs out on StreamYard. Actually, I might do it before then. Just let the 2 months that I've already paid for go away and just move over. Otherwise than that, we're just kind of hanging out today, working on some stuff. Basically have the chassis for the 300C is basically done. I got a drive shaft and exhaust all stretched and stuff. I'm going to do probably a little bit of a tinting on the mufflers there, the 2 sets. And there's one, I guess this is a cat here, and these are the mufflers, just to give them a little more definition to them. But other than that, yeah, it's coming along. That part is coming along real nice. The interior I haven't really done much with. I got to get some gray primer. I'm out of gray primer because that's what I want to use for the interior color is gray primer. But I thought I had some, but I don't. All I got is white and black. So I guess I could paint it, prime it in white, and then use the acrylic. Airbrush the black, gray acrylic on there, but it's so much easier for doing something like that to just. What was it? Hey JP, how you doing? We're just doing a test on this whole Restream thing to see how it works out. And because this is probably where I'm going to go. This is actually appears to be less money for exactly the same service. Instead of $240 a year, or what's going to be $400 and something a year, this will only be just under $200 a year for this one. Same one, be able to have 10 guests and all that stuff. And see the layout of the screen and the controls look exactly the same. Let's see if we can show that one. Yep, I can show the comments just like that, everybody. The names, let's see. Settings, participant names on. Okay, there it is. So yeah, it looks like it's about basically identical to the StreamYard. So that's good news. Because it's only half the price or a quarter of the price of what the new price is going to be for them. Hey Lewis, how you doing today? We're just doing a test on Restream to see how well it works. I've just been playing around on the bench here. I got the Monkey Mobile. I got it finished. Working on a couple projects one's off grid, and then the other is the well, it's not super off grid. It's right here. I just was gonna not do it as a video because I'm not gonna have it for long. It's going to my cousin. I decided I like the one I built so much, I'm keeping it, so I'm doing another one for him. Whichever one turns out best will be the one that I keep, and he'll get the other one. As far as YouTube side, it looks like it's the same. It's just quite a bit of lag. See, I'm not even showing live here. StreamYard sent us all our subscribers, JP, not long ago. Noticed that they were raising the rates on their on all their stuff. What I was paying $230 a year for is now $430. I don't need to know that Michael sent me a, because that's the deal. I mean, I could drop back to the free version of that, but then I'm limited on time per month, and I can only have 6 people on screen. This one is, if I pay by the year, it's $190 for the year for the exact same thing I was paying $230 for over there. So, and it seems to be working just as good as StreamYard. Yeah, as the delay is getting shorter and shorter as we're going too, so things are catching up. Hey Mark, how you doing? We're doing a test of Restream for live streaming purposes, since StreamYard is jacking the prices up so much. But yeah, yes, I'm doing another one of those Camaros, and whichever one turns out better is the one I'm going to keep, and then I'm going to give the other one to my cousin. I can't even share screen. Is actually exactly the same. I'll go back over to here. I can say and change how I want to show it full screen, or put it into side, or make it the same size. As far as the layout goes, it's identical. It appears to be basically identical. I haven't seen. You can preset it. I guess assuming you can, just like Restream or StreamYard, you can preset up your schedule a live stream. So I can go in like Tuesday in the mid afternoon and post a Tuesday night chat ahead of time and give it its own correct name, or if I have to just go full guns. But that's something I can play with when the time comes. Okay, it's trying to show me stuff to do. And anyway, that's what I'm basically working on is the Camaro and the 300C, and then I'm gonna start the theme for the local car show that's in March is the 71 Demon. You can do whatever you want to it, but you have to bring the instructions to prove that you started with this kit. So I've got a 440 6-pack I got from Matthew down at Model Car Video Products. I'm working on it. It's got here. I put it all in the box here so it wouldn't go walkabout. I started putting some of it together. As soon as I finish this Camaro, I'll start on that. Everything looks really nice on it. I basically I've pretty much figured everything out, what everything is on the Raft for it. So yeah, I'm real happy with that. So we're gonna put that into that Demon. Hopefully it'll fit underneath the hood. Hey Juan, how are you doing today? So hopefully that'll fit in there, and then I can kind of do it like I did with the Dart and the Dart, yeah, and kind of make it a sleeper. Yeah, one we're checking out. Hey, Jimmy, we're checking out the Restream because of the StreamYard prices going through the roof when I have to renew. So I need to flip my screen. Is it backwards for you? No, it looks right. I can mirror. I guess I can. I can. Oh, I can't change it while I'm live. I don't think. Okay, we'll do another test here. So it looks right there. Let me flip over to the YouTube side. Okay, it looks like it's the right way around now. Okay, that was just a mirror. Okay, so so I'm not sure. Other than I want to put that 446 back in the Demon here, I'm not sure what I'm gonna. And maybe do it similar to the Sunday Sleeper that I did for the Dart, because it's their theme class. So that there's going to be probably 25 of those cars on the table. So you got to kind of make yours stand out. Well, yeah, it's still on my screen on the Restream, it's the right way around. No matter if when I had it. When I had it switched, it was still showing on my screen. It was showing the right way around. So let me go back to it. Oh, it is now. It is showing it backwards. Okay, that's one thing fixed. Is the audio seem all right for you guys? I can move my microphone in a little closer if I need to. Oh, what? That's kind of interesting question. Wait, so you'd have Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the three kings, and then all the animals in the manger. Depending on your theme, I mean, which way you wanted to go. I mean, if we're doing an aircraft type thing, I think you could go with like a C5 for the manger. Do various helicopters for the animals. The three kings would be older fighter planes. Mary and Joseph would be newer fighter planes, and I guess to make it up to date, then Jesus would be a drone. But if you swapped across genres, I mean, it could be anything. What's for the North Star? Well, the 737 AWACS plane, its call sign is North Star, so that would be, if we were staying in the plane genre, that would be your North Star. Yeah, the GOAT could be a GTO. Yeah, Nagib Mustang. Yeah, I'm not a big Ford fan either, but I build a few. I build a few Chryslers too, but right now I'm doing Chevys and Pontiacs for the most part, except for the ones for the for the groups. In case anybody didn't see my video, starting January 1st, I'm going to do a born in 65 group build because I was born in 65 and I will be 60. So basically the theme is build anything, paint something, draw something that has to do with the year 1965. You had the 65 Mustang. You had the Gemini missions for NASA were starting up. We had the first man walking, had the first cosmonaut in space, do a spacewalk, and then NASA astronaut do a spacewalk. There were a lot of big things, big events with Dr. King. And there was a lot of bad things that happened too. I mean, there were life type things. I mean, Malcolm X died. Winston Churchill died. For you military guys, that's 1965 is when the U.S. really entered the Vietnam conflict, when the Operation Rolling Thunder started, and U.S. started putting actual ground troops in. They started like in, I think it was March or April. They sent in the first 15,000 Marines. The worst kit would be the donkey. That would be probably the AMT crew chief, and a kit that I consider to be the rarest and most precious. Probably my B-58 Hustler. I've got two of them, three built and two in boxes. Still waiting on some. Oh, you're in the back. Okay, it doesn't clinker link anywhere. Where do we find you at? It doesn't show you. It doesn't show me where you're at. Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. Okay, it's up in the corner. Yeah, that'll be, I guess that'll have to be one thing that we'll have to do once we get on it. Is it doesn't make the little ping sound when somebody joins the live stream. But how are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing good so far.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. It's already starting to get dark out.
Yeah, we still got about an hour and a half before it gets dark here. It's only 2 here, so we got about 3 hours before it gets dark. 2.5.
What a mess.
So far, it seems like this Restream is working the same as the StreamYard. I'm on the free version right now, but until I decide if I'm going to get it. But
yeah, I use both of them, and they work practically identically.
That's what it looks like. So the only thing I've noticed was it doesn't give me a notification that someone came in, other than up in the corner there it says there's 2 people instead of 1.
Yeah. I think you can go into the settings somewhere and change that. I think I found it at one time.
Participant names, guest can control presentations, show non-video participants, embed stream, video, audio, virtual background. Shortcuts. Those are just keypad shortcuts. Yeah, I'm not seeing it right now, but that doesn't mean if I play around with it, look at it off screen, I can find the setting for that. What does this one do? Design. No. Captions, no. Set up a ticker. Music, chats. Yeah, I'll have to look around on it, see if I can find something so that it pings, or otherwise I'll just have to wait, keep an eye on the chat when somebody wants to come in. I've never built it. I do know that it's the bane of Jeff C. Canelli's existence. It's a kit that he hates to build.
Which kit is that?
The crew chief, AMT crew chief, that Blazer kit, that old Blazer kit.
Oh. I don't think I've ever built that one.
I haven't either. I've just heard horror stories about it. I don't really. I might have one or two snap kits, but I don't have very many at all. Most of them are already built. I tend to build those pretty quickly when I get them.
I built a snap kit when I was a kid. I've never touched one since.
I built several of them. I built several of them on the channel. The Ford GT I did last summer with the neon green one. That's a snap kit. The orange Firebird I did was a snap kit. The red Camaro, the 2013 Camaro, the red one that I did, that's a snap kit. What else? There's more. The Mako Shark. That's the other one. I got a bunch of my had put in storage. I'm trying to look at the shelf and pick them out. But yeah, I don't mind building. A lot of them are, just your basic curbsides. Other than that, they're basically the same as the glue kits. You're just not building the engine. Yeah, I don't think I have. If I do, I've only got one or two. If you ever get to go to a show, trade shows or something, swap meets, you can usually pick them up for about $10 a piece. Back to the IPMS show I went to in November in Columbia, the guy had 3 tubs of the AMT snap kits, and he was selling them for $10 a piece. And he had some of the rare ones too, but I should have picked them up, but I didn't. But yeah, I mean, Airpix has the quick clicks that are kind of like Lego assembly style. I think who else? They're not hard to find on the bay. You could just put in 124th or 125th snap kits or snap tight max. Oh, that's a good one too. That Revell snap tight max 57 Chevy. That's an awesome one. I would recommend that one to anybody. That one was I didn't even paint that one. I just polished the body and then shot a clear coat over the top to make it extra shiny, and it looks beautiful. So you have to get a Hobby Lobby nearby to you. They usually have a bunch of snap kits, and you can catch them. It'll be Christmas week now because they were on sale. They went off sale today, so they won't be on sale again until a week from Monday, the 22nd. But yeah, they usually have snap kits there. Well, they've got those quick build, the ones with the metal bodies. It's basically a die cast kit that you put together that you just screw together. Those are kind of cool. When they're on, I'll find those cheap enough. I buy them just for the tires and wheels.
Oh, that's a hard plastic. That piece is fucking gone. I don't even know where that went.
Oh, it's on the other. That's on it. Never mind. It's on the other computer. Yeah, I built the 57 Chevy, and it turned out awesome. Where are you at? Snap kit. Snap kit. Yeah, I put a bunch of them in the storage because we're not around in my display case, but let's see. Let's see. Here is the PT Cruiser. The snap kit. The only thing I changed on it was the wheels. I put baby moons on it instead of the ones that came with it.
Yeah.
But, in fact, I even bought the photo etch set for it. So there's that one. So this was the quick builder snap kit, however you want to call it, Ford GT.
It just
turned out real nice. In fact, I even used Rust-Oleum paint on this one. And then I got the Mako Shark over there that's really nice. But yeah, this one, I can't recommend this one high enough to anybody. This one is an awesome. So I did go through and add bare metal foil and I said polish the plastic, and then it's kind of dusty. Polish the plastic and then put a clear coat over the top of it. But other than that.
What, in here?
Yep.
But yeah, that's it. There we go. I'm figuring this out. But yeah, that is a great kit that I would recommend to anybody. Hey Steven, how you doing? Even just did a little dry brush and paint on the bottom.
I'm not even sure if we're on screen or not, so.
Yeah, you should be. Hello. Yep, you're on. You want me to blow you up?
No. I'm trying to pull a sliver out of Dad's finger.
Oh. Doing the minor surgery? Hey, put that on YouTube. You might get 1 million views, like the pimple poppers do. But yeah, that is an awesome kit. If you can pick it up, find it and pick it up cheap, especially, it's a great kit.
What the hell you got in there, Dad? A 2x4?
Jump off there.
Let's release that case real quick here. Bad things seem to happen on my bench.
Can't seem to grab it. I know I've got better tweezers here somewhere. I don't think the needle nose pliers will work. Yeah. When you clean your bench and you can't find nothing afterwards.
Okay. Another good choice would be if you can, like Hobby Lobby has a lot of those Star Wars Bandai kits. Those are all snap kits, and you can get some of them pretty cheap.
Those might work too. A little more blunt.
Yeah, I've never seen the red one. All I've seen is the black one. I picked it up for it was a 30% or 40% off day at Hobby or Michael's. I probably went that one up. But again, it has both decals and stickers. So does the Ford GT. So
seems like it almost went straight down.
And a little girl can just put stickers on it.
Okay.
I don't care about one drive. And it also has the decals for the more advanced.
That's
He's in a bad spot.
That's like the freaking end of a toothpick there. Jesus.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's, I don't know if it's going to focus on that, but yeah, that's what we pulled out of Dad's finger. Big old chunk of wood.
There you go, now. Ow.
Come on, focus. Yeah. Right on the end of the finger there. That's what we pulled out. Like I said, what is it? Freaking 2x4? No. He's on the go again. Yeah, it's the worst kind of sliver too. It's a chunk out of OSB plywood.
Ooh.
So it's not the best stuff to have stabbed into your finger. It looked like it went almost straight down.
It's just so loud I could barely hear it. Hey, Andrew.
Well, I think I'm going to
need to turn on your camera and your sound. We can't see or hear you.
Move this one over here. Where's the hole? Right there. I don't want it in my way.
Yeah, you can get it if you want to. If they're into the sci-fi stuff, these Gundams are type things. This is Optimus Prime. These are all snap kits, but this would definitely be a hard build for a kid because I had trouble with it. The tolerances are so tight.
Yeah, some of those. Bandai. Those Bandai Gundam type, builds they're pretty intricate. Some of them.
Yeah, so if you're buying it through there, just check at the bottom of the listing, and if it says something about substitution, that means you might get whatever. You never know what you're going to get. Like for the big 1/16 or 1/16 ones or 1/8, whatever the big Chevys are on their website, they show you all three of them on the page, and it doesn't say which one you're going to get. I think it says colors will vary or something like that, depending on which one you get. For those, something like that, you definitely want to go to the store to get. Hey, Dutch Dave, how are you doing today? Hope Andrew went away. I'm
not scrolling not seeing any. What do you call it? Chat. Oh yeah, that's right. This one's backwards. I forgot about that. New ones come in at the top, not on the bottom. And I had it scrolled down to the bottom, in a sense, I guess. Forgot about that on this. I haven't used Restream for a while.
This is my first time, so I just Had to do
Yeah.
something different with the price going up the way it is.
Yeah. Well,
I'm paid.
on
I'm
this
paid
here,
for February, so
yeah, on this, the new chat comes in from the top, not the bottom. Because on StreamYard, the new chat, you know, if somebody types in, it comes in at the bottom of the chat. On Restream, it comes in at the top.
it's coming in from the bottom on mine. This Dutch Dave
It's
or,
popping in at the top.
and listen, Andrew just popped in and says, you probably have to go to the click on it and go to the settings and click the
Yeah.
allow, or go to your Windows settings and click it to allow. Yeah, hi Andrew, we're just hanging out today. You getting ready for Christmas? Just a little over a week away.
Yeah, 3 more days. Then I get to celebrate. Celebrate getting stupider and older.
Oh yeah, so I got till May for that one. Until I hit the big 60.
Well, I'm not there yet, but
That's why I'm doing the Born in 65 group build. Starts on January 1st and runs through May 18th, which is my birthday. Do anything that has to do with the year 1965 in any genre or medium.
1965, huh?
Yeah.
Did they make any good cars in 65?
Ford people think they did.
Oh, they got
No, they had the 65.
yeah. 60,
Bonnevilles and
66.
Catalinas were all the big boats around still.
Yeah,
Thunderbirds
66
were
Chevy. The Chevy truck. Trying to remember if the 65 was similar to the 66.
Oh, I put our tree up last week, about 10 days, about a week ago. It probably was last Sunday. I put the tree up. It takes all of 10 minutes. Then my job is done. It's 3 parts. You stick in this 4 parts, counting the stand. You stick 3 sections in the stand. All the arms float out. I put the lights on there real quick, and then my job is done. I don't touch the rest of it.
Yeah, you're saying that that build's got to be 1965 vehicles,
or something connected to 1965.
Yeah, but the 1965 should almost broaden it so that it's like, because what is the significance of 65?
Well, let's see. That's the 1965 was when Operation Rolling Thunder started in Vietnam, and for military guys,
No, but I
ground
mean,
troops started.
what is it? What is it for you? Is that when you were
Yeah,
born?
yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
born in 65.
Because I was going to
60.
say,
That's why it ends on the 18th of May. That's my birthday. I turned 60 on that day.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I was thinking if you went from a certain year up to 65, you know, like 1930 to 65 or 1960 to 65, give a little bit more option. But I mean, that's totally up to you. I have nothing that's 1965, so I'd have to go buy one. And with the Canada Post on strike right now, I ain't getting shit in the mail.
well, I qualified inside any, or something that was in use, red in widespread use in 65. So, like, if you wanted to do a
Gilly
104 Starfighter, which was built in the 50s, but they were still using them in 65 as part of that Vietnam conflict or something like that. The Phantoms, they came around like 58, but they were big time in Vietnam. Those That kind of stuff counts.
Gilly did send me a model kit, but he didn't realize that there was no body in it. So I have pretty much the entire 1965 El Camino, but it has no body. I've got the chassis, the engine, I got everything else, but for some reason there's no body in it. He didn't realize that.
Well, I bought one brand new that this last summer that had, it's supposed to have, there's 3 parts bags, and 2 of the parts bags were the same. So I had 2 bag A's and no bag B's, and then I did have a C. So they just sent me a whole new kit. So now I got boatloads of spare parts for super stocker chassis.
I got 64 olds. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll see what's going on. I got my hands full right now. Dad's building an addition on the shop, so I've been helping him with that. I've been working on this group build with Gilly for the record truck, and still working on the wood ship.
You know, it could be something related to a TV show or a movie that came out in 1965. So that widens it out there. That I don't remember which big movies came out in 65. But I know, like I Dream of Jeannie started in 65.
I'd have to ask Dad. I'm not that old.
And they were sponsored by Pontiac.
I was 76.
So they had a 65, 66, 67. First 3 years they had GTOs. Then 68 they had a Firebird, and then 69 they went back to the GTO. They kind of swapped out cars, you know. Kind of like Andy Griffith's show was Chrysler cars or Ford cars. I don't remember which one. So they always were swapping. Everything on set was the same car, same brand of car.
You said we could use something that they were still using in 65, right?
Yeah, as long as if it was, had some kind of impact on the year. So like I said, like a F-104 Starfighter was be part of the Vietnam conflict then, so you could use that. But they're anything.
I was thinking NASCAR.
Yeah, that would be.
NASCAR, they were using probably 64s and stuff in 65.
Yeah. It's just designed to be a fun thing. I mean, there's no prizes or awards or none of that kind of stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah. Just something to do.
It's some of you sitting there. Well, what am I going to do next? Oh yeah, there's that group build. Let's see what we got for that. That's where I get half my ideas for what I'm going to build next, is what group builds are going on.
Shirley Maldon, her drag car was in the 70s, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was running a Ford Mustang that looks like a 69 or 70, maybe 71.
Somewhere in there.
It doesn't say the year of the Mustang. Yeah, this one here. I think that's like 671, maybe 70.
Yeah.
So
the 65 Mustang was basically the same as the 64 and a half. It was the first year, basically the first full year that the Mustang came out. I use that as an example, but I mean.
Thing is, back then, they basically had most companies and most car models were a different body every year. For example, like the 59 Chevy, all of them, 61, 62, 60, 63, 57, 55, 56. I mean, every year was a completely different body style. There wasn't too many cars that, they pretty much the identical car the next year.
Let's see. I'm just
Okay.
Googleizing. And there's
not like what is it, 73 to 87 Chevy square bodies. I mean, they were practically identical throughout all of those years. You know, other than little styling cues, you know, instead of two headlights, it had four, or it had round headlights, or, you know, the bump nose or the flat nose.
Like Richard Petty, that was the year he quit doing NASCAR and was doing the drag racing because he was in an argument with him. And so he ran a 65 Barracuda.
See, I don't think I've got any. I don't even have already built models that I could tear apart to rebuild in that year.
I mean, you could even do like a 33 Willys and just set it up like a 60s drag car. It's fine. I mean, nobody's going to take away your birthday or anything like that if you do it outside the parameters. It might take away mine, but you know. I think Don Garlitz was going.
Trying to
Was yeah, Don Garlitz was big.
let's see, what do I
65.
got? I've got the, what is that? The North American Mustang Mark IV P51K Mustang. I got the B25J Mitchell, B17 Flying Fortress. What year was the Ram Chargers done in? Or not the funny car, but the you know, the dragster and the that long, funny looking truck kit.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. 62 Ford Thunderbird convertible. 62 Impala. I'm thinking the Jaguar XKE E-Type. I think that's the 70s. Wife just got me, what the hell is that? Oh, the A10 Warthog. She found it in a flea market. That should be a pretty cool one to build, actually. The A10 Warthog.
Ram Charger started in the 1950s. Were a bunch of smart guys who worked as engineers for Chrysler. And they put together their own little drag group, and it kind of expanded from there. That's where a lot of your big Chrysler engines and stuff came from, because those were the guys designing the engines. Were out drag racing them on the weekends. Yeah, that's good. Pick the next pick. A lot of times I don't have no clue what I want to build, so I look and see what group builds are going on.
And see if I want to get buy a model kit. I mean, the easiest for me is to order one, but of course, with, like I said,
Canada Post is
on strike.
That's right.
Absolutely no delivery.
FedEx or UPS or
DHL.
Those are all charged an arm and a leg to send it across the border.
And then on top of that, if I want to drive to a hobby shop, well, that closest one is about 9.5 hours away, one way.
So I can just play with this for a little while since we're here. Might as well. got here? Now I'm going to save the photo etch for the 69. Save the seat belts for later down the road. Okay. Back in the box.
I always find it so hard to build really rough and bent and
Oh yeah,
broken.
like dirty builds. I can do it with planes and tanks and stuff like that, no problem. But I've never even tried to do a rusted out car or you know a weathered
Well,
car.
rusted out's one thing, but when you're trying to do like something like this here, where it's part of the booms and it's been hit and things like that, you're trying to make it look so nice and proper that if this cable tray right here, say it got hit, so this one's bent, you know,
Yeah.
you're always trying to make things so nice and proper and straight. And I find it hard trying to make things look bent. Like, oh no, that got bent, you know. Some people have no problems, you know. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I'm so used to trying to make things look nice.
Yeah. In search of that perfectly polished car finish that making one nasty and dirty just seems an unnatural act.
Need some
I had no
reference
problem. I
picture.
mean, when I did Ramos Rod, I weathered it, dusted it up like desert sand and stuff. But maybe I'll try to do one here in the next couple of weeks after I get that dart done or duster demon. The other Dodge. I only have 2 Dodges. After I get that demon done, I will maybe work on. I got a bunch of those AMT kit, Coca-Cola kits that they were popping out for like $10 a piece.
Yeah.
I maybe grab one of those and see what kind of rusty messes that we can make with it. Yeah, I'm making good progress on the limo though. If you guys were here earlier when I showed it. I got the chassis pan, engine done. Working on the interior now.
Nice.
Got the drive
It's
shaft
looking good.
extended, exhaust extended, and all that stuff. I just want to do a little touch-up painting on that, and that'll be done. Get the body going. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Any
It's
custom build is
It's almost ready. I've been working on it pretty hard and heavy here the last couple of days, so I'm just about ready. Ready to start putting a coat of paint on it. I got so much freaking primer on some of it that start having to go back and rescribe some of the details. After this next sanding, I'm just gonna probably have to call it good enough. If the ghost lines show through a little bit, so be it, I guess.
yeah, any custom build sure takes you time.
I got probably 60 hours into that body already.
It's like me with this record truck. I mean, I've totally redesigned the boom and everything else and how and where it mounts. And it's like, yeah. And I'm not even close to being done with the boom yet. And yet I still have to cut a big chunk out of here, out of the back yet. And cut a chunk out of here and start making the underlift area. And so there's a big chunk that's going to come out of here somewhere. And then build that lifting portion and then build the stinger, the underlift portion. Then I get the two jacks that are going to go in here somewhere for the support legs that come down. And so there's a lot there that's got to get done. I still got to finish the boom head on here, make two custom pulleys, and then start running the cables down and around and through. And then finish all the hoses and tubing, and oh yeah, lots to do yet.
I usually have between 20 and 30 hours on a car, so right now we're up to around 60, which is a lot more than I normally do. But it's been sanding and filling and sanding and filling and sanding and filling.
Yeah, well, I try to somewhat pick my battles where here I'm detailing in the boom area, custom making it, hoses and all that stuff. So, I mean, I did a little bit on the firewall with the hosing here, right? Now, hydraulic or the airlines and stuff going into the dash, and there's a little bit on the engine, and that's about it. So I'll kind of pick an area that I want really to show up, kind of thing, and then leave the other areas alone. Not too often I do the entire vehicle. Okay. I don't mind building custom stuff. What I don't like is having to duplicate something.
Oh yeah, making multiples of the same thing.
You know, like this here, I need two pieces for the boom head, and they got to be the exact same shape.
Right.
And trying to make two of the exact same thing is a pain in the butt sometimes. I'd much rather custom make something that's a one piece. But damn it, did I cut that too freaking short? I think I did.
Yeah, I'm not really looking. That's one thing I'm not looking forward to when I start on the Constitution is doing the cannon carriages and stuff like that over and over and over again.
Well, building
Get an
something
assembly
more
line
than,
going.
yeah, building something more than once is one thing. Custom making something more than
Making the
once,
both match. Yeah,
that has to be, that has to be identical. Then it's a pain in the butt. I know making the cannons on this this wood ship that I did or that I'm doing, that's a pain in the butt. Over and over and over the exact same thing. It's just the repetitiveness of it. So I got to the point after about 6 of them. I'm like, okay, I'll do 2 and then work on something else. Do 2, work on something else. And then it seemed to go pretty quick. And you spend 5 hours trying to build all the cannons and you've made 6 of them. It's like, did I even do anything?
yeah. I'm kind of a toss up when I start that. If I want to get aftermarket ones with brass barrels or look for some 3D printed ones.
I prefer the brass ones, but I think it's not so much that they look better, but you have that weight, right?
Yeah.
And when you pick up that ship and it actually weighs something, you just seem to get a little more satisfaction out of it. Some people hate rigging, and I don't. I actually like the rigging.
Yeah, that's gonna be a job for me, but I'll get through it because I want to do it under full sail.
Yeah. Well, try to do as much as the interior rigging as you can first.
Yeah, that I do know. You got to start from the inside out.
Even though the model kit will tell you differently. Oh, here, do these ones and do these ones. Meanwhile, you go to do the sails or you try to do some of the interior rigging. You got all your shroud lines and rat lines in the way. And yeah, that's a pain in the butt. I did that on the Cuddy. I did the first one. And then I started doing a couple things. I'm like, this stuff's all in the way. So then I started doing the second and third mast with the inners first. And it worked out a lot better. I didn't do the sails on it because the kit was so old that the plastic vacuform sails were so badly deteriorated and beat up. I mean, it's a 1974 kit, so those salesmen sitting.
I bought this
Those
one.
salesmen
Came out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ago. Maybe 8 or 10 years ago when they re-popped them. I bought one then. But I've seen sources for like the silk sails too, so I might use the silk ones and just use the vacuum form ones as a shape to form them and to form the silk ones around and then starch them up so they stay stiff. We'll see when we get there. Yeah, I'd like to put it on a small diorama base at sea, rolling through the waves on attack. So you get all the sails pluraled out and the bow pointed up in the air and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Is at 196, I can get a whole bunch of HO scale figures to put on it because they're 187. That's closing up for government work.
Mm-hmm.
So I can populate
What
the
what scale is the ship?
196.
Hmm.
That's what I did for my Robert E. Lee because it's 160 scale, which is the same as
Yeah.
the N scale model railroads. So I can have a easy source of figures to populate the decks of it with. I need to salvage those off of that one, off the old one. The old one imploded on itself. The rigging pulled the whole top deck off.
Really?
I used that cotton line that came with it, not knowing any better, but over the years it shrank from the heat and moisture, I guess, heat cycles, moisture cycles. And it peeled that top deck right up. And I could build it a whole lot better the next time. I know where the pitfalls are. So I grabbed I got another one of those kits in my stash.
I'd like to get a wooden Cuddy Sark ship.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good one to build. Redo it. I mean, sure, I had the 1974 model kit, original, but it's the one my dad did when I was a kid. And that ship got lost and wrecked and everything else. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to build it. And, Dad was pretty cool
My
watching
Cuddy
it.
Sark is at the bottom of our old farm pond.
Yeah.
I weighted it and sealed it up the hull real good so that I could sail it from one side to the other of the pond. Well, and I had a super strong gust of wind hit it and it just flipped it right over. And she went straight to the bottom. And it was too deep. It's too deep to go down and recover it. I tried to fish it up with a fishing line and I couldn't find it. I did the same thing that when I brought it. I can't remember who brought it out. Brought out the unlimited hydroplane power boats in the 124 scale. I use those little electric motors and put a 9-volt battery in there and powered those up. Ran them back and forth across the pond. So they would sink, get hit away the wrong way and sink. Yeah, and I'll probably jump in on a Rust Bucket group build when one comes up. Yeah, I've got all those AMT Coca-Cola kits that I won in the raffle 2 years ago.
Yeah.
At the IPMS show, and they're not something I'd want to build. I've been giving a couple of them away. So I've got a couple of those still left. I'll grab one of those and do it. It's a rusty wreck. Or patina. That's what they like to call it in the car industry today. These days, patina.
Yeah.
I don't like it. If I'm watching one of those car shows and they do that, they just shoot a clear over that old what's left of the old paint. It just drives me nuts. You spend $30,000 restoring something and not redo the paint.
Yeah. So far, I'm using Lego in this thing, 3D printed parts, electronic parts.
Yeah, some of those Lego Technic stuff would probably work out pretty well for machinery parts.
Well, kind of like this piece here, right? It's a Lego grate, right? So I'm going to take, and I have some stanchions from from another model ship. I'm thinking, you know what? Those, if I melt them or make a ball or something for the end, and then put them in there, nice little levers, and then those little levers can sit right there. You know, a piece of
For the
Lego.
hydraulic rams, yeah.
And then I got these things. They look like oil filters, but they are buttons from an old stereo. They're just like, they look almost perfect for an oil filter.
Cool.
Right? But they're buttons out of an old stereo system. You know, you push on it.
Push buttons, yeah.
Yeah. You know, so I'm like, oil filters.
Yeah, I like pound stuff.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's like the perfect scale for oil filters, for the hydraulic oil filters. So I thought, okay, there's some more electronic stuff, but an old stereo. You know, it's just whatever and anything. Don't be afraid to use it.
I put that one on here.
I got these different size of beads that are for beading. You know, like almost like a what do they call them? Indian headdress kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or the sequence they put on their outfits. You know, little bead cylinders, which work good for, you know, your hydraulic ends. Oh, runaway part. There we go. You know, works good on the end of the line for hydraulic fittings. You know, just anything. Even this one here, I got some on this one. Some 3D ones, 3D printed ones, but I've also got some of those aluminum ones on there. And this is all just wiring, different wiring and stuff from electronics. So yeah, don't be afraid to use whatever you've got. If it looks good, nobody's going to know the difference once it's painted.
Computer.
It's like making your own glue. Make your own glue, you know, like I do. I mean, all it is basically the same formula Tamiya uses.
Yeah, MEK, yeah. I know a lot of people just use that straight up.
Yeah, MEK, you can use that. Like me, I got 50% acetone and 50% lacquer thinner. If you look at the actual Tamiya glue and look up the chemical compounds, that's what you have. Now, if you want their airbrush cleaner, it's 51% lacquer thinner and 49% acetone. So their glue is also their airbrush cleaner, basically.
Basically, yeah.
And that's what I use for cleaning my airbrush anyways, is lacquer thinner. Unless I'm using an acrylic, then I'll use water and then flush it out with acetone.
Yeah, anything petroleum based, I use the lacquer thinner bar in the airbrush. Anything alcohol based or acrylic, I use. If it's acrylic, I use water then alcohol. If it's alcohol, I use alcohol, and then everything last time through is flushed with water before I put the airbrush away. I'm going to put it away for more than a day or two. Then I take it apart and clean it.
Yeah, I rarely use any acrylic stuff, so.
I didn't used to, but they're getting better, and it's getting where I can't. It's harder and harder for me to paint with solvent-based paints.
Yeah.
till I can get set up with the proper air booth. You know, I just have to like stand in the doorway and spray out the door right now. I don't really have a booth that I can set up here. That's why I haven't gone with like the 2K clears for the cars and stuff yet. I don't have the infrastructure for it.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of the acrylic, or I do a lot of rattle can. I'll decant my like testers, lacquers, and airbrush them. I do that quite often.
Yeah, gotta let some of this stuff dry, so move on to something else for a little bit.
Yeah, I could do a barn find, just they're dusty, dirty. I think I got that cameo truck with the windshield that doesn't fit, so that might be a good choice for that. I could just throw a tarp over make a tarp to go over where the windshield would be, like it was busted out.
Found that piece that took off. I gotta go check my fire.
Okay. Okay. Check in, make sure I'm not stepping on anybody else's toes trying to have a live stream. There's nobody from our group. Yeah, all the found things when I was at the Tiger Beat. I was trying to see if I had the pictures on this computer, and I don't. Somebody made a spaceship kind of look like a Star Wars land speeder thing. They made it out of one of the deodorant, roll-on deodorant or stick deodorant containers. I woke up, I said, "Yeah, I recognize that. That's the one I use." What does overlay do? Oh, okay. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need. You guys don't need to see it over again. And we got some nice Christmas cards in the mail this week. Got one from Don, the old Batman in Alabama. We got a nice Christmas card from him. We got a shop card and a Christmas card from KRD Ryan down there, or up there in Minnesota. And what else we got? Yeah, there's this Christmas card. I still got to do video on those. We got the old Tom one. That's always a good one. I don't know where he finds it, but he always finds an awesome Christmas card every year. Anybody that wants one, doesn't have one of my shop cards, just email me your address and I will send you one out. Just bought a new book of stamps and everything.
I'd ask for one, but who knows when I get it.
And he knows when you get it. I think, didn't I send you one in the decals?
Yep. But I'm saying Christmas card.
Oh, Christmas card.
I'd ask for one, but you know what? Post office right now. Who knows when I get it? could be 5 months down the road. These idiots don't want to smarten up at all. I want to make, or see if I can make, what do you call it? Like a metal shear, and but use it for plastic.
Like a guillotine type shear?
Yeah. Yeah, make just a little mini one. So if I need something like this, a straight line, shink, put a little lever on it. Freaking cut off a nice square piece, no problem.
I had one made by Fiskars, but it wouldn't cut it very straight. It wouldn't cut the lines very straight. It had too much play in it. It was a blade cutter, not a guillotine. So just had the razor blade that you slid it across to cut the stuff, and it just didn't cut clean. A straight line. It cut clean, but it wasn't a straight line.
Yeah.
So I ended up just
well, that's why I was thinking like a metal shear, because on a metal shear, it's got the fingers that come down and clamp here. And then it, cuts the back side of it, right? So it holds it all in its place.
About 6 months ago, I was at an auction, and they had one of the ones for the big ones for the paper.
Yeah.
At the auction, it went for like $10, but it's like, what the hell am I going to do with it? Where am I going to put it?
If you do a lot of stuff with plastic sheet, it's great stuff. You're only cutting one or two of these.
Most businesses did.
Big old wood. If you're only doing, if you're only going to make one or two of these things out of a year, something like that's not worth it, right?
I'd have bought that one. I just didn't have anywhere to go with it. It's like, where am I going to put it? For something I don't really need at the time. Because I'm bad when I go to auctions. I buy all kinds of shit that I don't need. I never knew I wanted.
Yeah, that's the best place to get the cheapest stuff that you don't want.
My dad was that way too. Every time he went to the auction, he'd come up with one of those big old box radios. Back when your radio was a piece of furniture.
Yeah. I don't think that's square. $23, I think.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the best. Now is probably the best time for it because they probably have the most pull right now, being Christmas, to get the strike settled.
Yeah, it is square. Holy shit. Somehow, some way, I made it square.
Cool.
pretty much dark out, eh? Yeah, it's time to go put those.
That's the
Time to
sunlight.
go.
Oh, there it's probably
Yeah,
dark. We got about an hour.
time to go. Time to go put the quackheads away before something decides to eat them. Put them in their lockbox for the night.
On a farm, we used to always had kept 2 ganders and 3 hens on the farm of geese. They would beat the shit out of anything that came into the chicken coop.
Well, these ducks took on a weasel already. The females, I mean, she's got a crooked neck now, but she was pretty beat up. All 3 of them were the 2 drakes and the female. But all the chickens were killed. But the ducks lived. And I got a feeling that weasel had its ass kicked pretty hard. Because those drakes, I mean, when they're protecting the woman there, that's it. Don't stand in the way of the drake.
That's what my dad used to do. Anytime we had a dog that would kill one of the chickens, he would lock the dog in the chicken coop with the 2 ganders. When they came out, those dogs would never touch anything with feathers again.
Yeah, just got to teach them.
That goose would beat the little shit out of them. They grab a hold with the beak and start flapping them wings, beating them to half to death. You hear the dog squealing when you let him out. He never went near that chicken coop ever again.
Let's see if I can do this without dropping it. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go about 15 more minutes and I'm going to shut her down.
Yeah, like I said, it's getting dark out. I got to go put ducks away anyways.
I got to make dinner. You haven't decided if I'm making biscuits and gravy or pasta.
Well, either way, you're getting a lot of starch to go to bed with, so.
Oh,
probably more starch.
10 hours or so yet.
But pasta's got way more starch, I think, than your biscuits.
It's hard to tell because there's a lot of starch, the white flour gravy that goes on the biscuits and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
That's milk.
Good.
The milk gravy, it's milk and flour. So milk, flour, and oil. That's salt and pepper. That's the entire, and sausage drippings. That's the oil. It's the sausage drippings. Need to buy me another bottle of UV resin too. I'm just about out. Yeah, biscuits and gravy would be quicker and taste good, but make a pot of pasta that I don't have to cook for 3 days.
Yep. You can always add to the pasta too. So it takes a little, got to cook a little bit more, but it's not like cooking a whole meal. It's like, I want hamburger with that today, or maybe I'm going to throw some rice with it.
Oh, it's already all goes in the sauce. I make a pound of penne, throw it into the tomato sauce, and with the mushrooms and the pork and all the peppers and onions and all that good stuff. And you just pull it out, pull a bowl full out whenever you're hungry, and you just throw it in the microwave.
Yep. We basically call that goulash.
Yeah, because the light's coming almost to the point where it's gonna be shining straight into the camera lens, and you guys won't be able to see me anyway. It's almost there. The camera is right here, and the beam of light is right here. So it's about 20 minutes. The beam of light will be there. There's light. So that way is east from where I'm sitting right now. So the sun is setting over this way. Back this way is where the sun is setting. This way. And the light will, I'm sure the light will blind out the camera.
You know, Dad, if we eat the ducks, we don't have to put them away at night, right?
Yeah. A nice roast duck is good, man.
Yeah, but these are supposed to be pets.
So I grew up on a farm. There was no such thing. The only pets we had were dogs. Anything else was food. Whether it was food today, tomorrow, or next week, it was food. Man, if you had a chicken that was your pet with it had names and whatever, eventually, when that hen quit laying eggs, she was going in the stew pot. That was just the facts of life. Or that calf that you would raise up.
We always named our chickens and our cows. Hello, K. How's F today? How's C today? Oh, look. Morning, stew cow. How's rump roast this morning?
Yep, that's pretty much it. I remember we had one pig named Bacon. We had one named Pork Chop. Did we have one named Sausage? I'm thinking we did. We would just get one pig at a time because you get a big one, but get a full adult. That was enough pork for almost a year.
Yeah.
And we'd have 4 or 5 cows, and then you would one would go about every 6 months.
The only cows that stick around longer were the milking cows.
No, we didn't have any of those. Thank God. I had no desire to get up at 3 o'clock every morning to go out and milk cows. No desire at all.
I got 2 brother-in-laws that work on dairy farms. One milks 3 times a day.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be bad. It was one time I could get up and do that one time. Then you got to go back in the afternoon and do it all over again. And it doesn't matter how hot or cold or windy or rainy or whatever. Got to be done.
If they're calving.
Cows don't care. They're under control. They want to.
Then you got the ones that are calving. And that could happen at any point in time.
Our neighbors had dairy cows. We used to get the raw milk from them all the time. You could always tell when the cows got out of the pasture because of your Cheerios would taste like garlic the next day. They'd get out and eat the wild garlic, and it would flavor the milk. It's great for making gravy, but on your Cheerios in the morning, it was kind of rough. You definitely got in the habit of smelling it before you put it on there. Even after they started doing pasteurized milk there, that if the cows got into that garlic, it would still come through. How far are we lagging behind? About 30, 40 seconds, so I'm still lagging. Which is a little more than StreamYard is. That's the only thing I'm noticing. The lag from Restream to YouTube is a little longer.
Yeah. But for the price.
Yeah, for $19 a month or $190 a year, that's a big difference between $400 for the same service.
Yep.
Same amount of service. I mean, I can see you having to raise prices because of the economy and the goofball that's going into office going to raise prices on everything. Because he doesn't understand that tariffs are paid by the end user, not the manufacturer. But, to do a 100% increase on the price is just uncalled for. If they were operating that much in the red, then they should have been doing something different. All that they're doing by doubling the prices, they're hurting I think they're going to hurt their bottom line in the long run because they're going to lose. Yep, here comes the sun. I can see it on the screen. If I move my head just right, it goes in and out. So,
the lighting.
Yeah. If I move my head, it's just about where it's going to hit the camera. If I move my head, it's off. It's on. It's on. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. We'll be back Tuesday night at our regular time, which is 6 Central, which is 7 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to do this week. 2 weeks we'll be gone. We won't, because Christmas Eve we're not going to do one. I would get my ass kicked if I tried to do that. Our family does Christmas Eve. But we will be here for New Year's Eve. We'll probably start that one later and run midnight through at least the first 3 time zones. So we might start that one later and run through the Atlantic, Eastern, and Central time zones at least. Get going through midnight before I shut it down. So thank everybody for coming in. We had Dutchman Dave. Rick Zink was here for a while. He might still be floating around, hiding in the background. Who else was here? JP was here. He was here at the very beginning. Lewis and Andrew, if you're still watching in the background, have a good happy Christmas. We don't see you Tuesday. One was here. Thanks for dropping in. Stephen was here. Stephen. I can't read. So thank you guys for coming tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesdays.
Later.